to be caught. Here I come now, let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no one dares to make a sound. Round and round and round and round, no one wants to be first found.
Good morning to you. I live in a zoo. Not really. I live in a car. I thought I'd bring you guys some interesting stuff this morning. And I'm just starting out, so I haven't even delved into it. I just picked this one, and I'm going to read it, and then we're going to go from here to figure out which other ones we want to do. So what I put in the search was, what happens to a frat brother if he breaks a code of silence? And this is what popped up. Nothing really about that, which is interesting because isn't that kind of a code of silence? That they don't talk about it? Because there really wasn't anything in the description of anything on that Google search that had anything in the description of what I had written. That's pretty scary, you guys. Pretty damn scary. So when a chapter is removed, suspended from campus, are all of the brothers inside expelled from the fraternity, or are they suspended as well? Or does it depend on the chapter? I had people in the KDR chapter at Penn State that I knew from high school, so I'm curious what happens to them now. Well, it depends. There are a number of things that can happen. First, the chapter is suspended from university college and is barred from official Greek IFC events and activities. But the house operation remains if nationals wish to reactivate the house again at some point. Number 2, the chapter is suspended from the college and nationals revoke rights to the house operation in which the chapter is officially dead. That's crazy. But, in some cases, definitely needed. This is a scary one. Number 3, house operation remains against the wishes of either the college or nationals, in which case this is a house that's gone rogue. This is scary, you guys. They either continue to operate without nationals' knowledge against the wish of the university, or disaffiliate and go underground, known as a secret society. Booyah. Individual member affiliation is usually determined by nationals. They review the case for why the chapter is closing down and who should be expelled from the fraternity. That is scary, you guys. Can you imagine a rogue society of who I think, the brothers did? I mean, what were they capable of? A rogue society? I mean, a secret society gone rogue. I mean, it's scary. That's really, really scary. I mean, they just go about their business the next day, bopping around, playing basketball and doing whatever they damn well please, eating, laughing, whatever, like nothing ever happened. It's like the video games, you guys. It's like playing the video games and they bam, 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 shoot them all down, throw a girl in the trunk and take, whatever. And then the game's over and they start it all over again and everybody's alive again. There's no feeling in them. And oh my God. And, I thought Grand Theft Auto was terrible. But I was dating this guy quite a while back, and his son was playing this video game, and it was basically I don't remember what it was called, but it was I think a Grand Theft Lines type of thing, but it was for hunting. Oh my God. I was so sick to my stomach, I couldn't even be in that room with him. They were shooting everything, anything in sight, any animal. I mean, it was disgusting. And I was like, first of all, how does somebody even play those games? And seem, I mean, and I don't know, I couldn't. No. That is just, I mean, yeah, I can kill a centipede. Yeah, sure. That's but are you kidding? These things look real, too. I mean, anyway. So they're gone, and then they come back the next day or the next game or whatever. I don't know, you guys. This essentially, my chapter was shut down for 2 years. Something like 80% of the actives at the time were expelled, and a number of them were kept in the books until they graduated. Of course, even though they were still active, there wasn't a chapter for them, so they were pretty much GDI. I don't know what that means. God dang individuals. I'm assuming what that means in a way is they were on their own. They had to find their own place to live. I mean, they weren't. Well, I'm not sure what it means. I'm sure someone in comments will know, and I will thank you very much for that. When our chapter got suspended for grades, the brothers in good standing were allowed to pay off the remainder of their dues and become alumni. Whoa. That's interesting. When the chapter got suspended for grades, the brothers in good standing, were allowed to pay off the remainder of their dues and become alumni. Wow. That just brings me back to the whole Ethan and his grade stuff, that, I mean, obviously that was something to them, like it bothered, like it caused conflict, in the chapter. And, man, it just seems like, I don't know if I uploaded this video or not. I don't remember. I might not have. So why I keep this book, and I didn't think about it till I did this other video, and I don't know if I put it up or not. I don't remember. So you might have to hear this spiel twice. But anyway, when I thought about this, about what they have to do to keep their grades up, and why, like, they all are on the dean's list, and it's like this book I remember reading when I back in high school, I think. And it was I think it was a Stephen King book, but it was written under his alias name, his ghost author type or whatever. The Bachman books, Richard Bachman. Anyway, it was about without saying that's actually what it was like an MLM, multi-level marketing, but it was for getting people getting the willpower to do what they needed to do, like to stop smoking, to lose weight, to get better grades, something like that, to, excel in sports, whatever. So the story goes that this guy, married guy, wanted to stop smoking. His wife wanted him to stop smoking. Anyway, but he couldn't. He tried and tried and tried, and he couldn't. So one day, for lack of better words, a sponsor, I'm going to call him sponsor because that's kind of they're more than sponsors, but recruiter, let's say recruiter, kind of like they have at the fraternities, right? Where they recruit the guys to come in and they tell them all the good stuff and the benefits of it and how it's going to be. They don't tell them the scary stuff. They don't. They don't tell them about the scary stuff. So this sponsor, kind of like an AA, like this person is in charge of you. Like they you go to them to talk, you go to them to call them if you're feeling like you need to sit. The guy in this book was smoking. He wanted to quit smoking, so he would call him if he felt like having a cigarette, and the guy would talk him down. Well, it's a little more than a sponsor. I don't know what they're called in AA, but anyway. So as this guy's going, he's really having a hard time, but he's hanging in there. He's doing good. But then one day he sneaks a cigarette. Well, the guy who's his sponsor, I think it was a guy, was at his door, like pretty much immediately. And from what I recall now, I'm just trying to recall the things that happened. It's been a long time since this book, but so some of it might not be totally true in the book from relaying it to you guys, but it's really similar. I know, all I know is it disturbed me to no end. Like, it really bothered me, and that's why I probably remember it. But which is unfortunate. It should be good things, that kind of sucks. But so he shows up at his door and says, "Well, you messed up. There's consequences to doing that, and nothing." And then nothing ever happened to him. Like, nothing happened to him. Well, then he the next day or something happens where something mild at first, right? Where maybe his neighbor's tires were slashed, or like his kid's bike was what got stolen, or it was mangled, or something like that. Something, that's why I'm going to call that minute right now, because it gets way worse. So and he doesn't think anything of it. It doesn't click in his head that this is what this is, right? So he goes on, he does pretty good, and then he messes up again. Well, as it keeps going, there's a lot of things that happened in between here and there, and he messes up a lot. And he finally figures out the things that are going on around him that are just pretty gnarly, and they get really gnarly. Like, there's animals that are electrocuted, there's, some trigger warning, I should have said that before then. Just some really awful things, and you know how Stephen King is. He sure knows how to write a book. Come up with gnarly stuff. So, as it goes on, this guy, at the end of this book, after everything that's happened and all these horrible things are happening to people around, not to him, because that's not what the deal is. They'll happen to people around you that you care for and stuff. That's who's going to get it. So you better stop smoking, right? So at the end of it, there was a I don't remember what they were trying to do. Maybe, I don't know if it was lose weight. I don't remember what it was. But they were being greeted by, at a party, like a function, like he was at a function, or I can't remember if it's what guy or girl, but they were there to meet up with this particular guy that eventually quit smoking, because he now was a sponsor. He was a recruiter at this point. And so this person was meeting up with him. I don't remember exactly what it was, party, whatever. But anyway, he went to shake the wife's hand. And in his mind, he was thinking to himself how he noticed that she had a finger missing. Yeah. So now the guy that quit smoking, he's become the recruiter, the sponsor, whatever, to this guy or girl or whoever it was that is now, he's at their mercy, basically. Anyway, it was a gnarly book, but this is what this reminds me. I know that took a long time to freaking get that out. Sorry about that, but sometimes it's like that with me. So this is what this reminds me of. The good grades. You either do this or something. There's repercussions. Does that sounds kind of familiar? Like this is what maybe they do. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. When Sigma Chi at the University of Houston was terminated, many of the brothers went to Kappa Sigma. Not certain who told Kappa Sig is accepting terminated former Sigma Chi's, but that is 100% false. Oh, this is Houston up here. Houston SAS. Interesting. At my school, I've seen 3 or 4 chapters get suspended, removed. It usually seems to be either the guys will go rogue or keep operating or become alumni. So this is what, so, oh, here we got a weed eater now. Sorry, guys. So this right here is even scarier. They're letting the guys that have done what they've done, who've been suspended or removed because of doing bad things, they become alumni no matter what, because they've done the bad things. What? They're being rewarded for being bad? Well, that makes sense with what's going on. That makes sense with all the stuff. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Think about the cops going up to these parties in these body cams and just giving them a warning and then saying, hey, use that money to go buy beer. They are being rewarded for being bad. What the fuck? Wow. And on the surface, as being good. So this is like Masons. Whoa. Whoa. I just had a bong in my head. Man, someone just slapped me upside the head. Wow. Oh, my chapter got kicked off campus and our fraternity never officially expelled us. Whoa. They got kicked off campus and our fraternity never officially expelled us. Generally, the chapter brothers are given alumni status, and a small number of the brothers directly involved in what lost their chapter might be expelled as well. Wait, generally, the chapter's brothers are given alumni status, and a small number of the brothers directly involved in what lost their chapter might be expelled as well. But here's where this doesn't make sense to me, because maybe it's the grades, maybe something like that, but not when it comes to hazing, because that is a code of silence. And so just because these brothers aren't involved or whatever with what these guys got expelled for, doesn't mean they haven't done bad stuff, because they have, in my opinion. I mean, you don't just, I'm watching Jake's videos, right? And in his videos, it shows them hazing the guys in his videos. These are videos that the university, I'm sure, is well aware of. And they don't give a rat's ass. You can definitely see hazing going on in the videos. And I recognize the faces of the guys who are being hazed. And that was the last year's 13 or whatever that made it into the club, or whatever you want to call it. The chapter, the secret society, the cult. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to pop this one up and I'm going to go on to another one, because I want to find that. I want to find something out. I want to know what happens to them. And I don't know if I'll ever really find out what happens. I mean, if it's that quiet, I mean, it might just be kept that quiet. Hey, you guys, go to Tell It to Elle. She just put out a really good video, and it's really good. It connects some things. You remember the movie Eyes Wide Shut with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise? Well, it's there's some connect to that, and to Omerta, which is the society that, I mean, that's a code of silence. That means code of silence. Anyway, it's a really good video, so go check it out. Like and subscribe to her. Because she does get some really interesting things up there, and does a good job at it. So, anywho, have a great day. I probably will be back all day. I might be doing little ones all day long. I don't know. I just kind of feel like one of those days. But I do have to go get into my storage unit today, too. So that's kind of, I'd hate doing that. Ugh. I mean, I highly dislike doing that. I try not to use that H word. But, okay, well, sunshine's coming out. Love you guys. Have a great day.